Another year of the Champions League is upon us, and this time it is under a new format. Now, I'm not really here to talk about the format or the teams that are competing in it. I'm here to talk about Barcelona. But what I will say is that with the new format, it definitely makes things more competitive and by extension, certainly more interesting. So let's take a look at Barcelona's draw. Barcelona drew Bayern Munich, they will play at home, Dortmund away, Atalanta at home, Benfica away, which is definitely going to be a difficult game. Barca never has it easy when they go away to Portuguese teams. They drew the Young Boys at home, should be a win realistically. They drew Red Star Belgrade away, should be a win realistically. They drew Stade Brestois at home, should be another win, and Monaco away. Now, if you look at this draw as a whole, in general, it's not the easiest draw, but it's also not the hardest draw. So Barca get half fortunate here. But it seems to me that Barca always draws Bayern Munich, whether it's in the quarterfinal or just the group stage of every Champions League. They never seem to not play that team except last season. But realistically, if we take a look at how many wins should Barca walk away with here, and if we take a look at Barca's season, how they've started it, if Barca continues with the way they've started, they've won 3 games out of 3 in La Liga. And yeah, fair enough, they've been by 1 goal margins, but the way Barca has performed defensively, maybe not the best, but they've literally created upwards of 10 chances, if not 12 chances a game. And if they can unlock the capitalization of those chances, they should be walking away here with 6, if not 7 wins. Bayern Munich is the game where, you know what, fair enough. You could go either way. Bayern has had Barcelona's number now for a very long time. But if you take a look at especially Stade Brestois, Young Boys, Red Star Belgrade, Benfica, even though Benfica away, like I said before, Barca never has it easy when they go to Portugal. These are 4 games. These are 12 points that are imperative for Barcelona. These must be games that are won. Monaco away could be a bit shaky. Monaco is obviously a good team. They know how to hold their own against any team, whether it's PSG, whether it's mid-table teams. They know how to perform, and they have some degree of European pedigree with what they did in 2017. But Barca must get 6 wins here. If this is a draw now for Barcelona, where they must end up in the top 8 and not have to go through the playoff stage to make the knockout stage. And after Marc Bernal's injury against Rayo Vallecano, now that is one of the injuries that I've been watching Barcelona now for upwards of 10 years, if not 11, 12, whatever it may be. But out of all the injuries I've seen as a supporter of Barcelona, or just even in football itself, this is one of the injuries that has absolutely just upset me the most, because he is the first and only player since the beginning and now the end of the Busquets era that has even half fulfilled what Busquets can do. He is the only player in Barca's club right now who can play the single pivot or play the double pivot. Hansi Flick doesn't really trust Casado right now. De Jong has been injured for who knows how long, and he can't play the single pivot. Gavi's been injured for who knows how long, and when he comes back, he's gonna take a while to get back into his rhythm, and he can't play a single pivot. Frank Kessié was sold over a year ago, so Barca now are left with no real pivot, and even their makeshift pivots like Christensen, he's injured now as well for a couple of months. Eric Garcia, is he really that guy to keep your midfield intact in the Champions League, especially in games against Atalanta, Benfica, Bayern, Dortmund, or in the knockout stage? I don't think so. So Hansi Flick needs to take a look at his team, make sure he can maintain players, make sure people stay injury free, especially players who can relapse like Pedri. He is imperative. He started the season super well, so you can't have players like him getting injured once again. It can't happen. Make sure the players who come back 100% healthy, and make sure nobody else gets injured. He needs to take a look at the team, figure out how they can rotate throughout the season, of course, but specifically during this group stage of the Champions League, the first 4 to 5 months of the season, figure that out and make sure Barca stay consistent, because if that's not going to happen, it's just going to be another season of Barca, typical, where it just reeks of devastation, sadness, and just losses. And that cannot happen for the 10th season going. It cannot happen. So that's basically what I have to say for today. Barca obviously played this weekend against, I think it was Valladolid at home. I'm pretty sure. I might make a preview and or a review of that, but let me know what you guys think about. This is my first video I've posted in long form content. Let me know what you guys think, and how do you think Barca can fare throughout this season's not only Champions League but the season in general.